Today we're going to be talking about the worst roommates, and y'all, we found this on Reddit, which means they're going to be some of the worst roommates. This intrigued me to want to make the video, one, because a lot of the stories are really bad. Like, y'all, they have some vile roommates out there, and we're going to be exposing some of them. But I had a few bad roommates in the past myself. Well, one time, because I was a roommate one time with somebody, and it was a couple. Now, they ended up getting kicked out of where they were, but I had adopted 2 kittens, so I was no longer allowed to stay in the apartment that I stayed in because weren't allowed pets. So we ended up just coming up with this bright idea. Hey, like, we're all going to be effed over soon when it comes to a home, so why don't we just all get a house together? So we all ended up getting a home together, split the rent 3 different ways. Missy Ma'am ended up losing her job a couple months into this roommate situation, so decided to split the rent 50-50. I said, just because you lost your job doesn't mean I'm going to cover for your end financially. Like, we're all adults here. So Missy Ma'am got mad, and instead of going to get another job, she just decided to get 2 grown men to move in and cover her end of the bills because, I don't know why. But anyways, I was at work one time. I get home, it was like 10 at night, and I go to open my front door, and I just can't open it. There's shit everywhere, like furniture everywhere. A dresser was blocking the door, so I had to go in the side door. When I entered my side of the house, there was literally furniture, belongings, clothes, men's shoes, everything everywhere. And I was like, what happened to my peaceful, humble abode? Anyways, I ended up moving out because, one, I paid for a portion of the home, and just because Missy Ma'am lost her job and had to move 2 people in to cover her end of the rent did not mean that I agreed to give up my section of the house that I paid my fair end of the deal for. So, plus I had 2 cats and they were in and out. I don't want my cats getting out. I don't want shit happening. So I just decided, for me, I was just going to go ahead and move out, but I did contact the landlord because shit was in my name, and I said, hey, I need my name off the property, I have to break the lease because Missy Ma'am broke the lease, and she ended up moving in 2 guys because she lost her job, I gave her the whole spiel. Anyways, I ended up moving out, and they ended up getting evicted, so am I the asshole? Y'all, I could probably literally make an hour-long video detailing the hell that I went through living with these people. It was absolutely bizarre. I remember the very first night that we was there, they ended up getting into a dispute and, like, put a huge hole in the wall. I was pissed. It was truly a fucking nightmare, but I can make, like, an hour-long video detailing that time. If y'all are interested, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll get on making that video. But this ain't about me, even though I've taken up a good portion of it. I want to talk about these horror roommate stories that we found on Reddit. And without further ado, let's dive right into it. Hi, can you pay $50 extra this month in utilities since you've used the microwave 3 times this week, and the kitchen light has been on more as well? Shut the front fucking door. Hello, no, I will not. Using the microwave 3 times doesn't make the bill go up $50. I pay for the Wi-Fi that everyone uses alone, which $80 extra because I work from home. Exactly my point. You were home all day working, using your laptop cord and such. I shouldn't have to pay as much as I don't have a job currently. That really explains why he wanted him to pay $50 extra because he used the microwave 3 times that week. I don't know how I don't know how to calculate the price of energy consumption, but I'm pretty sure using the microwave 3 times does not equivalent to $50 fucking dollars. Like, there's just, what kind of microwave do you have? It must be pulling power from every fucking unit in your house. Bro, you are literally home all day long. You are using your TV and light, your phone charger, and I don't sit and pocket watch you. Just because you have responsibilities as a roommate doesn't mean you can ask for more money from me because you want to blow all your money your parents give you on weed. Wow, okay, I didn't even buy that much weed, and I'm allowed to treat myself. Could you imagine moving out of your parents' home and then they give you an allowance so that you can live on your own, and instead of using that allowance to pay your bills and, I don't know, go get a fucking job, they decide to blow their money on marijuana and then ask the roommate for $50 because they used the microwave 3 times that week? Is he just sitting in his room, like, with his ear to the door, just waiting to hear the microwave open and be like, yep, $15. What? I just feel since you work and make more than me, it should just be split differently. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. The bill is the bill, and it needs to be split 2 different ways if there's 2 different people in that home. Genuinely, what are you even saying? I let you use the Wi-Fi free. I pay $500 extra than you a month. Whoa, because my room is slightly bigger? Imagine paying $500 extra than your roommate because you have 3 extra square foot of space in your bedroom. It would be a no to the fuck for me. Actually, a fuck to the no for me. My dyslexia just kicked in. Anyways, they continued to say, I pay $500 extra a month than you because my room is slightly bigger. Am I sitting and complaining about that? No. You want to dictate what I should pay? let's talk about it. Your cat starves while you go out and buy weed and party. I've bought your cat 12 bags of cat food and hid them in my room just to see if you would get her any, and you still haven't. What? For fuck's sake, take care of your cat. Just take care of your cat. Why have an animal if you're not going to take care of it? Genuinely. My cat, it literally cost me $23 for a 3-pound little bag of food because he has allergies. And you can't even get your cat Friskies. Goes on to say that he bought the cat 12 bags of food and hid them in my room just to see if you would get her any, and you still haven't for a month. You feed her a hot dog a day and think she's healthy? Let's talk about her litter box that you don't clean. Hang on. He would feed the cat a hot dog a day. Feed the cat a hot dog. That can't be healthy. But just the litter box situation, if you own an animal, you owe it to that animal to provide them a safe and clean environment. I think that saying goes that anybody can have a kid, but that doesn't make them a good parent. Like, anybody can own an animal, but that doesn't make them a good animal owner. I could be a biatch and turn you in or make a fuss about that, but I don't. Your cat is 8 months old. Have you seen her go into heat? No. You want to know why? When you left for a week to go on your trip with your boyfriend and friends doing Molly and shrooms, I got the permission from your parents to have her fixed and to get her shots. You know, I get being young, but you don't even pick up after yourself. I wake up to cigarette butts all over the yard, empty beer cans in my shower, and you have the nerve to complain about me using the microwave. Oh, this is going to be a little bit of a rant, but I feel like I'm obligated to say this. I understand times are tough. I understand vets are expensive. I understand sometimes people want to get the best for their animals, but they just simply can't afford to get the best of the best for their animals. They have to make do with what they're able to afford. I totally understand that. But if you choose to take on the responsibility of an animal, cat or dog, rabbit, parrot, bird, I don't know, like whatever you choose to get, you are obligated to provide it the proper care, and not even taking it to get its basic set of shots or get it fixed, which is very good for its health in the long run. I just don't understand why he would have an animal. I just don't, sorry. There are places that you can call to get assistance if you can't afford everything outright. You can call local shelters. Sometimes local shelters will help you with certain shots and vaccinations. If you're not able to afford going to a vet to get them, there are pop-up clinics that go to Tractor Supply. I've seen them at Walmart a few times, where they'll literally is just traveling vets. They'll set up a little shop and you can go there and pay half price what you would pay at a vet, and you don't have to pay the office visit. There are things that you can do to help your animal, but also if you want an animal but you can't afford all the shots and everything, if you go to a shelter and adopt there, they always vaccinate their animals. They spay and neuter them before they send them into the kennel. It's a win-win. It really is. Gotcha. I will be moving out in June when the lease is up. You and my parents going behind my back with my cat is the last straw. Since you think you are so much better, take the mangy thing. Wow. The audacity to not keep up with your pet's hygienic needs and then to complain that it's mangy. It pisses me properly the fuck off. Thank the high heavens you are leaving. I gladly will take her. I'll print out a contract for you to sign stating that I can have her. Cool. Oh my goodness. Hey, can you cover me on utilities this month? I know I'm late, but I don't have any money right now. I could only afford to pay rent. I would really appreciate it. I'll pay you back as soon as I can. Dude, no. This is already the third time in a row that you're late on rent and utilities. I had to spot you last month too, and you tried to offer me other ways to pay me back. Is disgusting. You need to get your together or move out. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, then she replied and said, I never offered to sex to you. You came onto me when we first moved in, and you were always flirting with me. You were practically begging for it. Don't act stupid. And you know the situation I'm in right now. Can you be more effing empathetic? I think the fact that she put offered in quotations is really telling. Because I think she did offer it. I think she offered it up as that, like, trade for the payment. Missy, ma'am, let's not do this, okay? So then he replied and said, this is where I draw the line. You're actually crazy. The fact that you think I ever came onto you or even came close to flirting with you is crazy. You're a slob, no job, and trying to take advantage of the fact that you have a male roommate because you think everyone wants to F you. Not to mention you came knocking on my door last month crying because you couldn't afford utilities, and when I kindly offered to spot you the first time, you alluded to giving me pleasure in exchange for me paying for your shit. Don't try to flip the script. Y'all, actually actually had a friend that whenever she went off to college, she ended up getting with a male roommate who they ended up renting a house instead of using like the college dorms that you can get. They ended up renting like a small apartment together right in the town that their college was in. So she ended up meeting him. It was perfect, like the whole shebang. Moved in with him, got kicked out within a week because he wanted her to sleep with him, and when she declined respectfully, he was like, well, this roommate situation ain't gonna work out. Like, that's the only reason why I really let you move in. And she was bummed the fuck out, and she ended up having to go to a dorm. But then she ended up getting dorm mates with somebody who, like, they became really good friends, so, like, good on her. The girl ended up responding and said, fuck you for saying that. I was being nice to you because I felt guilty that I couldn't pay for my half. How is that crazy? If anything, you're crazy for thinking I even want you in the first place. Missy, ma'am, it's crazy that you alluded to him. He was going to exchange sexual pleasure for him covering your utilities and then claiming that he wants you because you offered him sex for the utilities, even though he doesn't want you, and thought that that was very disgraceful. You're giving me, like, ma'am, bad vibes. Red flag of a roommate. He ended up responding and said, you said it yourself right there. I was being nice because I felt guilty. You truly reached an all-time low because trying to offer sex for utilities to your male roommate just because you think I'm into you, I wouldn't even touch you with a stick from across our living room. Get a effing grip. Then she said, sure, keep pretending you're not into me, buddy. Just making our living situation 10 times more awkward because you can't admit it. Y'all, he then went on to say, so go fuck somebody else for the utility money. I'm not paying for your half of shit anymore. Good luck. I'll be contacting the landlord. I'm done at putting up with this shit. You're making me feel uncomfortable in my own space. Y'all, she then went on to say, great. I'll effing contact the landlord first and tell him what a piece of shit you are. And while I'm at it, she said, just while I'm at it, I'm telling everyone you're gay. Clearly you must effing be because you don't want to fuck women. Effed with the wrong person, you piece of... Y'all, hate crime. Reading a lot of these Reddits make me truly happy that I'm not in a roommate situation anymore because that was actually freaking terrible. Honest to God. But just reading some of these stories, it makes me feel like my situation wasn't all that bad. It really wasn't. At least they weren't telling me I had to pay $50 because I ran the microwave 3 times. What would happen if I cooked a fucking meal in the oven? That would probably be $100. With that being said, I plan to make my own horror roommate story because I think that would be a good one. But if y'all have any horror roommate stories, either email them to me at revokereality@gmail.com and I can do a video and react to it, or you can simply just leave it in the comment section down below so that y'all can have fun interacting and reading your own horror stories and reading other people's horror stories. I think that would be fun. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up and I'll catch y'all all in the next video.